HSV has revealed its new Gen-F range, the latest in the brand's range of high-performance V8 powered sedans. Based on the new VF Commodore, the Gen-F lineup gets fresh styling, albeit with a more restrained look.
We're now going into the new Gen-F series platform. It means the biggest investment that Holden Special Vehicles has ever made into a new model program. We're coming out with a full model range now, whereas in previous times we've done it progressively. This time it's a big bang. And so it's an exciting time for all of us.
I think it's always a challenge. You have to evolve the brand. You can't just stay static within the marketplace. You have to move on with design trends out there.
In fact, I use the phrase with Julian that I want to see this car picked out 3 cars back and 3 cars ahead in terms of the traffic. And we've done this. To me, these are very strong graphics, and history has shown that when we have a strong graphic, we actually attract a customer.
As with previous HSVs, the Gen-F range is all about performance. For Club Sport and R8 models, which includes the Radical Maloo Ute, the range continues with the familiar 6.2 litre V8 that makes 317 and 325 kilowatts of power depending on the model. As with the regular Commodores, performance gains have been made from work on reducing weight, including an aluminium bonnet and boot lid. There's also handling revisions thanks to bigger brakes and new Continental tyres that are claimed to have more grip than the Bridgestones they replace.
Part of our due diligence is put the tyres out, like many components, out for tender. So we fell on 3 tyres, so Continental, Bridgestone and Yokohama. We tested vigorously with the suppliers, and Continental came out on top for handling, dry weather and wet weather, and for ride comfort. So yeah, they're really well balanced tyre, very high performance tyre and really good longevity. So, in the end, that was the winner.
There's also a new SV Enhanced pack. It's an option on R8 models and standard on the Senator Signature and Grange. It ups the power to 340 kilowatts thanks to various revisions, including new intake and exhaust systems.
Since we've evolved the front end of the cars, we feel it's appropriate to move on the design of the rear. And I think the quad exhaust outlets is a very strong design statement about being a performance car brand, so we felt that was appropriate.
But it's the GTS that's the king of the Gen-F lineup. The new HSV flagship gets a supercharged V8, codenamed LSA, and it's good for 430 kilowatts of power. It promises to be the fastest, most powerful car ever produced in Australia. But it's the look that will get a lot of people talking when it comes to the Gen-F. There are no air vents cut into the bonnet, and the wings are surprisingly subdued with a tiny spoiler in lieu of the towering wings that have graced previous HSVs. Although the GTS does get a slightly bigger wing.
We've got 2 new rear wings. We've got one which is probably more understated than we've done in the past. There are a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, we wanted to show some of the new fresh sheet metal work. We didn't want to hide that new subtle sculptural forms at the back end. If you go for LSA, we've designed a spoiler that is truly influenced by the V8 supercars, and that does make a very strong statement. But again, we've tried very much to emphasise the new sheet metal work and keep design of that emphasising the strongest features of the back of the car. The GTS buyer can certainly spec the lower spoiler if he wants to, but it'll be interesting to see how that's received.
The Gen-F also benefits from improvements made to the Commodore it's based on, including a much more upmarket interior. There's also a suite of advanced technologies, including collision warning, lane departure warning, and blind spot monitoring. And the aircraft-like head-up display is a nice touch. The Gen-F range goes on sale in mid-2013. The Drive team will bring you the drive impressions as soon as we get behind the wheel.